I'm so happy I could melt. Everybody, welcome into Sunday Morning Live from Football Guys. I am your host, Joey Wright, joined, as always, by Jaggerman and Jeff Bell. Guys, how are we doing this weekend? I think you guys probably know how I'm doing right now.
So have you seen Wicked, Joey?
Oh, yes, I have seen Wicked. My wife and I went on Friday night, and I promised our audience earlier in the chat that I would not talk much about it. So I just say I enjoyed it. And I hijacked the intro this morning so that I could play a song from Wicked on it. So, and that's it. No more Wicked talk until Julia comes on. Then we'll probably talk about it.
So I've spent the last 24 hours in deep reflection after some things I saw yesterday. And I'm ready to admit that the SEC had a banner day of collecting quality losses yesterday. And I think that when you see all these teams continually lose, I have no choice but to say maybe 6 or 7 SEC teams should be in the 12-team college football playoff. That's where my mind is now after seeing so many quality losses yesterday.
That's sarcasm.
Mm-hmm. He had me there for the first half. You really did.
He did.
Where's he going with this?
To be honest, I thought he was going to victory lap. I know, like, I literally was watching football all day yesterday, of course, and I was just like, somewhere Jeff Bell is just laughing his sorry, Joe, just laughing his butt off.
I mean, when you have so many teams that can lose so many games, like I've watched college football for nearly like 30 plus years, and it's usually you got 1 or 2 teams that they win all their games. But when you have multiple 3 or 4 lost teams, that just speaks they must be so good that you just got to see them.
So can I ask, should Indiana be in, Jeff?
Yes,
yes.
No question.
Should.
Indiana
okay.
Should be in.
Yeah, I thought of that. I mean, Jeff's right there, but I think Jeff's also a little like wrong. Like he's right, but he's wrong. Like I think that Alabama doesn't deserve to be in it, and but a lot of those other years, there's a reason why they put out the most NFL talent in the league. But we'll stop. Like no Wicked, no college football. So like.
It's called the greatest coach.
We're allowed to talk about college football.
That's what
we're
it's
allowed
called.
to talk about that.
He's retired. And their best players.
Are you doing good, buddy?
Yeah, man. You know how it is. So
you got the sun shining on you. You look great today. All right, guys. Well, we're here with you until 12:30. First half hour, always with our best friend in the entire world, and your best friend too, Jeff Bell, for whom J Bell tolls over on Twitter and Substack. Not Substack. Why did I say Substack? Blue Sky. If you're looking for Jeff over there. Jags at Jag Says over on Twitter and Blue Sky as well. And then at 11:30, we have Julia Papworth coming in with us, everyone's favorite on-set hairstylist and head of hair department for Drunk History and SWAT on CBS. But she also knows her fantasy football really well. She'll be here with us at 11:30 until noon, answering all of your start-sit questions. Then she'll hop over to the Discord and do our Sunday morning AMA over there. And then for our last half hour, we have Adam Hutchinson coming in as usual to help us get through some of these injuries. But let's take a look at them really quick. The NFL was kind to us once again, maybe as a little pre-Thanksgiving gift for us. Pretty transparent with a lot of the injuries of who's going to play and who's not going to play today. So expected to be out there today. Jonathan Brooks, Sam Laporta is making his return to the field this week. Mike Evans, Malik Neighbors, and Keenan Allen. Jagger, I want to kind of zone in on Malik Neighbors here. What are your expectations with Malik Neighbors with Tommy DeVito there for the Giants?
The same. The same. I mean, I think Daniel Jones was a better quarterback. The Giants have so many problems from the top down, and I mean from the top down, that I don't know who would be back there right now, and it would be great. Like look at Aaron Rodgers over and the Jets. To me, they're kind of the different sides of the same coin. One's just pretty, and one is like all black and looks like the two-faced coin, kind of, But like they're both garbage New York teams who are severely underperforming. So,
Jeff, I want to ask you about Jonathan Brooks. If you have him, you've been rostering him all season. He's been in the IR spot. You activated him last week. You didn't start him because he didn't play. He said the coach has said he's going to start this week on no snap count. If you have him, what situation are you starting him in?
Desperation. I mean, Vegas has his numbers at 15.5 yards over under, which we can do the math. That's 1.5 fantasy points. So going up against, and I think a lot of it is more the matchup going up against the Kansas City Chiefs, who we've seen consistently be just shut down on running backs. I think that realistically, if you're playing Jonathan Brooks, you're hoping for a blowout and he just gets some garbage time production, I think is where you really realistic expectations should be on Brooks.
Honestly, I'm starting Brooks and like I think almost every share I have of him besides redraft, and it's because it's the Bipocalypse or Bimageddon, whatever you want to call it, and I'm desperate and I don't feel good. I'm like, click, you know.
I hope touch the ball, and I've got some lineups with some guys that I'm not entirely sure will touch the ball. So
yeah.
Well, like I made the decision between Demarcus Robinson and Jonathan Brooks. That was kind of my line of where, and I had that decision to make in 4 leagues. They're 2 of my most drafted players, and I went 2 for 2. I gave 2 to Robinson and 2 to Brooks because I'm not sure where it's at.
It's called exposure control, baby.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, not expected to play today. Both of the, if you want to call them starting running backs for the Las Vegas Raiders, Zamir White and Alexander Madison are not starting today, which clears the runway for Amir Abdullah. Jeff, if you've got Amir Abdullah or anybody else on that Raiders backfield, are you starting them today?
So his number is 30.5, which we can do that math, and it's 3.0 points. But no, that I lean more towards starting Amir Abdullah than Jonathan Brooks. That's for sure. I think it's another desperation play. I mean, realistically, what are you hoping for? You're hoping for 50 to 60 total scrimmage yards. You're hoping he catches 3 or 4 passes in PPR, and maybe he cracks the end zone. And that's kind of what you're hoping for. But again, the Bimageddon with 6 teams out, there are teams that I'm starting him that I feel a lot better than some of my other choices.
Let's put it this way. I put Dylan Laube in my lineup, and I was just like, sure wish this was Amir Abdullah.
Yeah.
Well, if you have the choice between those two, I mean, they said Abdullah was going to get the start, but is Laube who you actually want to be putting out there?
No, I'm comfortably Abdullah over Laube.
Like Laube has only touched the ball 1 time, and he fumbled. He pulled the old Khalil Herbert. And this is a guy drafted everywhere over someone who would have been better. I'm not going to say that on air. So,
yeah, and I think they'll split the touches. I think Brock Bowers will get a rush or 2. I think Trey Tucker will get a rush or 2. I think maybe Jacoby Myers might get involved. I think they'll spread it around to pass the rush game involvement. But Denver has been a very, very strong defense. I think that's the counter side to this.
All right. And then questionable today, DeAndre Swift, but it did come out that he is expected to play today. So if you got DeAndre Swift and you need to start him, he should be safe to start today as far as being on the field. And then Noah Fant is a true questionable up until game time. They're going to take a look at him. So, with the Bimageddon, you might be having to start Noah Fant. I know that I'm having to start some crazy tight ends this week. A lot of Theo against my Bucks. So that's not fun. And then officially out this week, Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy is expected back next week, though. So they're saying that he will be out this week against the Packers, but he should be expected there next week. Isaiah Pacheco, even though he's activated, he will not be starting today. Miles Sanders was put on the IR. Tajay Spears is out. Jake Ferguson is out. And sad to see it, Devonta Smith is out. So we know we're starting A.J. Brown, Jeff. Like that's a given. Dallas Goedert. Are there any other pass catchers in Philadelphia that you would want to be starting today?
No, there was a note. Britton Covey's coming back. I think he'll get some reps. I think Dotson will probably get the most reps, but no, I think that, we've seen it narrow down the pass tree before. I think maybe they involve Barkley a little bit more out of the backfield, but I am outside of the big guys in this game. I'm really skeptical.
Earlier this draft season, right before the draft, during the best ball, when we were hitting the best balls for the NFL draft, Jahan Dotson was a darling of the football guys behind the scenes. So I'm just hoping that today is just like, give us 1 week just for those best ball lineups. Just give us 1 Jahan Dotson week. So you never know. It could happen. Well, that's the inactives and actives and all that fun stuff. If you're watching us here on YouTube, go ahead and like and subscribe. We love it. And leave a comment. I did see somebody did leave a comment last week. Thank you so much for that. I know we're a live show. But it's still fun to get comments. Let us know you guys are watching. But let's hop into those questions, guys. Let's look at the first one from Mike Ingalls. Mike, welcome in. I need to start 3 running backs. And he's got Kyron Williams, Brian Robinson, Tyron Tracy, and Jonathan Taylor. Jeff, we'll go to you first. Sit one of those guys.
Tracy is going to be the sit for me. I really want Brian Robinson in my lineup against the Cowboys, and I still default to Kyron Williams and Jonathan Taylor. Despite the Detroit matchup, I still default to him over what we're going to see maybe or what we're not going to see out of this Giants offense.
Perfect. And Mike, you've got 4 great running backs there, so congratulations on that. Michael in here. Good morning. Similar question to the previous 12-team league, 1 point per reception. He needs to start 2. So Juwan Jennings, Jagger. Would you start Juwan Jennings over Jonathan Taylor or Ryan Robinson Jr.? Or Jonathan?
No. I actually mentioned in some spot this week, Jonathan Taylor, if you can sit him, do it, but you probably can't because of the buys, because of his matchup. But what are the 49ers without Brock Purdy? We thought that, like, we keep saying, like, oh, he's a system quarterback, but we saw with Tua, how bad does it get after Purdy? There's a couple of guys that can't seem to get on the field, so I'm just not going to risk that.
And I do believe Alec Anzalone is out for the Lions. Linchpin there for that run defense.
Okay, that's big, actually. Yeah.
All right, Chris in here. Good morning, Chris. Pick 1 running back and 1 flex to start out of Chuba Hubbard, Javonte Williams, Rico Dowdle, and Jalen Waddle. Jeff.
Boy, I'm going to start Javonte. I know that it could be a major risk, but going against the Raiders, I like his odds the best out of any of these players getting into the end zone. I want to say Chuba, but man, I hate that Chiefs matchup. And with Brooks coming back, there's so much up in the air. Waddle, we want to go there, but we just have not seen it. This is a difficult one, and I probably would go Chuba just for a safer floor. And if I just needed the upside, Jalen Waddle would be my upside swing.
Perfect. All right, I like Michael's question here because I think he's going to divide the show. Same league. Would you start Jared Goff or Kyler Murray? I want to go to both of you guys on this. I think this is really tough. Jagger?
I want to say I have Kyler Murray 2 spots ahead of Jared Goff.
And Jeff, where are you at?
Same. I've got Kyler Murray ahead.
Same.
Yeah. Goff, we've just seen home road splits. I know he's playing in a dome, but again, we've seen some home road splits.
Perfect. I was wrong. There was no debate at all. These guys are insane.
Who do you think would go where?
I don't know. I kind of like Jared Goff today. He's in my top 5. Besides, Kyler is too. So
I was about to say Jared Goff is 6 and Kyler's 4. So I just like if you've got both in Superflex, good for you.
This is first world problems.
Yeah.
Hey, we got a dog. Huckleberry Pop-Tart. Hey, welcome back. Good morning, guys. PPR. Need 1 for the flex out of Quentin Johnston, Chuba Hubbard, and TJ Hawkinson. Jagger, who's the flex going to be for Huckleberry Pop-Tart?
I don't hate Hawkinson there. I think Chuba Hubbard is a safe floor play. I know Jonathan Brooks is there, but Chuba's their guy, and I've learned my lesson of, well, this rookie's really good. I'm done with that. So I think Chuba is the one you're going to put in regardless.
Perfect. All right, Robert Morris, welcome back. Half point PPR. Need a flex start out of Tyler Lockett and Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen's also going to be returning to the field this week for the Panthers. Jeff, any love for Thielen, or are we going with Lockett here?
I mean, if you really need a swing for the upside, Thielen could get there given what we saw last year, but we haven't seen him play, and he's going up against Kansas City. I feel a lot better starting Tyler Lockett.
And what about Stafford or Goff? It would be Goff for me. Stafford's
Goff comfortably.
Yeah.
Eagles defense isn't a void right now for me. So
yeah, agreed.
They've fixed their problems.
When you draft the best rookie, that kind of helps. The best defensive rookie.
Yeah, it's like, well, we'll just take Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean.
I said they inherited the Ravens' traits of finding the guy that should have gone like 5 to 10 picks earlier.
Yeah.
All right, Scott Betts in here. At Football Guys, we would call him Scott Props. Good morning, guys. I have Jennings and Debo. What are your thoughts on the situation in San Fran with no Purdy at quarterback? He's got Otten and Hawkinson and Xavier Worthy as other options. All right, so that's a pretty interesting question there, Scott. And he only needs 1. So, Jagger. I don't know why I debated who I was going to ask that question. I always go back and forth. What are your thoughts here? If you've got Jennings and Debo, would you rather start any of those other guys?
Debo's one that they make easy touches for, so I'd probably still put Debo in my lineup.
Yeah, and I am worried about San Francisco, but I don't think was it Brandon Allen's going to be playing today. I don't think he's going to be a slouch today. I think he'll have decent numbers. I don't think he's going to have Brock Purdy numbers, but yeah, I agree. If you've got Debo, I think you're actually pretty safe today.
From what I gathered, he's like priority backup status. He kind of proved himself in Cincinnati, so I don't think he's going to be terrible. But like I said, I'm not in a hurry to start Jawan Jennings, but Debo I will put in my lineup because they give him handoffs, short yardage stuff, and that boy gets rolling. Yeah.
All right. C-Bus Clones, good morning. Need a second running back from the sad bunch of Cam Akers, Estime, and Amir Abdullah. Jeff.
Second running back, Akers, Estime, Abdullah. Give me Abdullah here.
Yep.
I don't love it, but I think there could be some passing work, and he looks most in line for the most carries, whatever that means.
All right. SK Hutchinson, one of our most loyal listeners and watchers. I don't know if he listens or watches. I have to reach out to him on that. Happy Sunday. FFPC flex position needs Zach Ertz, or is that Jameson or Javonte? Oh, so he did clarify. It's Javonte, running back for the Denver Broncos. Jagger, which way are we going there?
Javonte.
So FFPC is heavy tight end scoring. I think it's 2 points per reception. So
is it?
Changes.
I mean,
even
I would say he's a second target. Yeah, he's a second target, but it's really Terry McLaurin, Brian Robinson, and then everyone else just kind of fills in. So I would probably still put Javonte in because, I think that's a ceiling play if you're going to do Ertz with that scoring.
Yeah, and both of those are great matchups, though. I do like the Commander side against the Cowboys and then Denver side against the Raiders this week.
All right, Dane's in here. Good morning, Dane. Welcome back. Get cute and start Bo Nix over Jaden Daniels. Thanks and happy Thanksgiving. How cute we getting today, Jeff?
I'd say absent the Cowboys matchup, if they were playing a lot of other teams, I would be completely comfortable with it. I still have Daniels ranked very high against Dallas just because I think the potential for a 35 to 40 point game is very much on the table for the Commanders.
Yeah, I think we're in a rare opportunity today where we don't normally get to see Washington step on Dallas's throat, and I think they will probably take that opportunity to do it.
Every opportunity, yeah. And Jaden Daniels is what I call all he needs is that one top quarterback where, I've watched Lamar Jackson, throw for 50% just because of a bad matchup and then get all of his fantasy points on one run. So Jaden Daniels is that type of player. The question is how healthy he is, I think. So,
yeah. That's a good point. You know what? Let's ask Adam that when he's here in the last half hour. Look at that segue. That was beautiful. Good job, Joey. All right, John's in here. Good morning. I have the most points scored in my league, but also the most points scored against me by a wide margin. How funny how that works out. I find myself in 6th place on the edge of the playoffs. How do I stay sane? Jeff, this is questions for both of you. How do you stay sane at this point? We're at week 12, which is normally the breaking point for most fantasy managers. How are you guys staying sane right now?
I mean, you're in the playoffs and you have the most points scored. That's all you need to worry about right now. Win this week and you'll feel a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, get to the playoffs. That's what everyone says. I'm the number 1 seed in the playoffs. Unless you get a bye week, that doesn't matter at all. It's like getting the playoffs is skill. That's all that matters. Then winning is luck at that point. So what I do, as long as I'm in a playoff spot, I'm chill. And then I just pray once playoffs start,
And it drives me nuts in Dynasty so often because you'll see these people like, I'm not sure I'm a contender. It's like, dude, you're the 3rd seed. Like you've got one bad spot in your lineup. Put something in there, grab something now, grab a James Conner or somebody that might be devalued and go win a championship. Don't I'm not sure I'm a contender. You're playing in the playoffs. You're a contender.
Yeah. I got bounced out to the dude who got into the playoffs by a tiebreaker because I got Mike Evans and Joe Mixon in the same week. So
yeah,
it just,
you've just seen it time and time again. You play enough fantasy football, you've seen it.
Yeah, week 15, the records go out the window. They don't matter anymore. All right, Andrew Goodman. Good morning, Andrew. Thanks for being in here with us again. It's good to be back with you. Well, thank you so much. Would you start Kareem Hunt or Tyrone Tracy in half PPR? This might be my favorite question of the day. Jagger, which running back are you on with?
Tyrone Tracy. I think that they're going to feed him, make it easy for Tommy DeVito. I don't know if it's going to be quality, but I think the volume's going to be there. So
I think that could be a sneaky good fantasy game. I don't think it's going to be like high scoring or anything, but I think there's going to be a lot of yards in that game because the Buccaneers defense is still not good. Good morning. If there was like a team for DeVito to have a first start back against, the Bucs secondary is not terrible. It's not a terrible start to have against. All right, good morning. 1 point per reception league. J.K. Dobbins or Terry McLaurin in the flex. Jeff, which one of those gentlemen are you starting today?
I mean, you guys know me. I love a good narrative, and what's a better narrative than Dobbins? But I'm still going with McLaurin. I think the Commanders, I just want pieces of that against Dallas. Maybe I'll be wrong, but I think that's going to be a big game.
Did Terry McLaurin go to Ohio State?
yes.
He did.
Yeah, I'm glad I gave Jeff this question. I made him pick between his Buckeyes here.
I'm fading Dobbins, not because like he's bad or the Chargers are bad. The Ravens, the one thing they can do is stop the run, and that's about it. So
I'm really looking forward to that game Monday.
But you know they
to
desperately
the
to get
sports
him in
bar.
the end zone. Yeah, I can't wait for that game. Like that.
Jeff, I know we like the revenge game narrative. Does the revenge game narrative transition to J.K. Dobbins scoring on the former Michigan head coach? Am I reaching too far?
Well, he's got the former Michigan head coach. Is his head coach.
He does. So he's not going to get in the end zone just because out of spite, then, right?
Yeah, but the ties between these two teams are it's wild. It's how many former Ravens are on the Chargers, and then there's only one player who's thrown for at least 200 yards for both the Chargers and the Ravens. You know who it is? It's Jim Harbaugh.
Should have guessed that one. Yeah.
Jeff, just bringing these little factoids. That's why you're here, and you're handsome. So, some Spanish for me. Hola, mis amigos. All right, nailed that one. 1 point per reception. I need to start two. Josh Downs, Jamison Williams, and Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley's been pretty hot lately. Jagger, which two you starting?
I'm still going to start Josh Downs and Jamison Williams. I think Josh Downs is getting into that every week starter territory, even regardless of Anthony Richardson, because he's just a WFO, wide freaking open all the time. And Jamison Williams is just, he's fast. I know Lions Twitter hates me because of a joke I made 4 months ago. But I think Jamison Williams is a good player.
Isn't it funny how fan bases just hold on to things?
Yeah.
Scary. Also, one more for us. Half PPR on his flex. Should he roll with DeAndre Swift against Minnesota or Jamison Williams against Indy? Thanks again for an outlet of info every Sunday morning. Thanks for being here. I appreciate the thank you. Jeff, which one? Jamison Williams or Swift?
Jamison Williams for me. I just think the ceiling's higher. I think Swift, I think that's a true timeshare with Roschon Johnson. They gave him almost equal splits last week, and they were talking during their broadcast. They want Roschon's power run game. I don't think the ceiling that we came to accept from Swift early this year is still there. And so I think Jamison Williams, we saw last week, 120 yards and a touchdown.
Perfect. And I want to thank the chat. Like we have still not hit the questions from the start of the show yet. So thanks so much for being in here early, guys. That makes us so happy. Crucial week 5 PPR, need one running back and one tight end and one flex. So that he needs us to start his lineup basically. But that's why he's here. So, and that's why we're here. Chuba, Rico, Otten, Jonnu Smith. So I guess sit one of those tight ends. Jeff.
Are we sure we're sitting Rico instead of Jonnu Smith? I mean, sitting Jonnu Smith.
Just one of those players. Sorry, I didn't mean tight end.
I'd say Rico. I don't know.
Yeah. Jonathan Smith has been targeted crazy for that Dolphins offense lately.
There's better odds on. So 3.5 receptions is the line for both Waddle and Jonnu, and there's better odds that Jonnu hits 3.5 receptions than Waddle. So that tells you something.
Yep.
There you go. And then full PPR, same requirement with Tyrone Tracy, Bucky Irving, George Kittle, and Trey McBride.
Well, those are more fun.
Yeah, way more fun. McBride for sure for me. And then, we got 2 flex and a tight end. So yeah, like sit Kittle. Everything else is fine. Nah, would you start
It's
Kittle over
tough.
Bucky?
It's tough.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Bucky. Start Kittle.
Yeah, I was about to say I'd sit Bucky there. Like I was like not reading Bucky all the way. I just read running back, if that made sense. So
I do like Bucky out there, but in this question, Bucky's sitting, and that's my Tampa Bay bias leaking in just a little bit, and how much I love Bucky Irving.
Bucky's
Bruce,
a floor play. So
yeah, agreed. Bruce is back. So hey guys, McConkey or Odunze in standard. Jagger, pick one.
note: we have an injury rule where I can start McConkey and designate Odunze as that. Do that. I'm going to play McConkey. Yeah.
As my friend Lisa McGuire would say, you have the best of both worlds.
That is Hannah Montana. Yeah.
Is it Hannah Montana?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm really disappointed in myself in this moment.
Yeah.
Wow, Joey, you're so much better than this. All right, I have a coin toss here. Herbert or Daniels? Jeff, toss that coin. Who are we going with?
I have Daniels slightly above Herbert. I've got Daniels as my quarterback 3 and Daniels as my quarterback 4. Daniels is 3, Herbert is 4, yeah.
Lizzie McGuire is what dreams are made of. That's it. This is what dreams are made of.
Yes. Hey now. Yeah. I hate that I know that. Come on, we got to move on, Joey.
No, we don't. We will, but we don't. All right. Good morning, you beautiful people. Oh, Gabe, you're talking to the right person. PPR, please help me make a flex decision between Cooper Kupp, Terry McLaurin, and Kareem Hunt. Oh, 3 good options, Jeff. Which option we going with?
I mean, I'm terrified of the Eagles defense, but at the same time, I think Cooper Kupp can catch 12 to 15 balls. And so I'm just not sitting Cooper Kupp right now.
Yeah. I was like, what does the rest of your team look like? Because I feel like you should get Cooper Kupp and Scary Terry into your lineup. I have Terry higher than Cooper Kupp actually, because I think that Diggs sucks. So he's gonna get cooked. Am I wrong?
No. Casey Cam, D Cam. I just wanted to read that as Casey Kasem, and it was on my head. So Casey DeCam, top of the morning. Eckler, Bucky, or Stevenson for the flex. Jagger, pick one of those running backs.
Ramondre, I think he's a ceiling play. Bucky's a floor play. Eckler, everyone is looking. I know you should look at smaller windows, but that's why I say 5 weeks. There is an injury, and that's why Eckler got that uptick. So
100%. All right, Scott's in here with us. Good morning. Thanks for the help last week with my defense choice. He's got another one this week and rest of the season. Detroit or Tampa Bay? It's Detroit. I think for rest of the season, it's absolutely Detroit. Tampa Bay today is a little debatable. What do you guys think?
I completely agree. Detroit.
Okay. All right. And morning, fellas. Bo Nix or Kyler in a 6-point per passing touchdown league? Jeff?
I've got Kyler ranked above Bo Nix. 6-point passing touchdown might push it a little bit more towards Nix's direction just because we've seen more passing volume there. But Kyler just slightly.
I'm going to give you one more, Jeff, before we kick you off and make you say your beautiful words. You say to us every week, Quentin Johnston or Tank Dell?
Quentin Johnston. I think going up against that Ravens matchup. Dell, we just have not seen games out of that. And I think they're both kind of risky floors, but I like Johnston to score given what the Ravens have given up to outside receivers.
Yeah. If you're expecting broken coverage, the Ravens have been great at it. So
yeah. I got stuck in Baltimore not long ago, driving through it because my hotel got turned into a homeless shelter that I had booked, and they didn't call to tell me, and so I had to drive around Baltimore. There's a lot of broken coverage in Baltimore. I was not a fan of that city. Not a fan of that city at all. So then they put me in a haunted hotel. They rebooked me into a haunted hotel. And that
did
was
you see a
night.
ghost?
Yeah, I did.
That could be cool. Okay.
I saw some. I will say I saw some like paranormal activity stuff. Like it was pretty crazy stuff moving, and yeah.
And you probably didn't sleep.
That's like the whole thing. I slept okay. I got food poisoning that night from eating gas station eggs. I got all kinds of stories, people. I should have a show that's not about football.
Yeah, I was about to say I was kind of want to
eggs into a haunted hotel.
I
feel like
our friend Jael Garofalo was getting married in Baltimore, and I was in town for the wedding, and I got some gas station eggs to
That's why you were
That's
sick? Because I
Yeah.
remember you were sick. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I missed the show last year because I was sick in
Yeah,
Baltimore. And then they had a
I
marathon
remember.
when I had to leave, and I was stuck in a parking garage for like 3 hours and barely made my flight. So that was
Sorry to derail it, guys, but I had to know this
yeah.
story. Julia Rex, we're going to flex you out so we can finish this.
Oh, gosh. All right, Jeff, go ahead. Leave the people with the beautiful words you always do.
Clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose. It worked last week. It's going to work this week. We are the most watched morning show for the NFL, and when it comes to fantasy starts at decisions, and we're going to get points this week. We're going to get touchdowns. We're not going to mess around. This is not going to be one of those low scoring weeks. Go out, score some touchdowns, win some fantasy championships, have a lot of fun. Thank you all. Not going to push the red button.
Okay, thank you. He's going to do it once. Like he's going to have to. All right,
Oh my God.
Bringing in now. Yeah. I feel comfortable saying this. My best friend in the entire wide world, Julia Papworth. Julia, how are you this morning?
Great. I'm just here to defy gravity with you, Joey.
Oh, thank you so much for that.
Yeah,
Did you get my text I sent you? I said, do not.
I
miss
did.
anything every show.
I did, and I flipped it on. Can I please say, Jagger, you are finding your light today. I don't know what you're doing, but your face and your skin looks flawless.
It's the sun. That's all it is.
It
It's
does amazing things, that sun. It really does.
The jacket too. We love the Sherpa jacket available in the Football Guys store right now. 20% off on all items in the Football Guys store. That Sherpa jacket looks really good too.
Thank you. Get it while it lasts because we're going to pull it off. If you want to look like Jagger May, which you should because I look great, go on footballguys.com.
It does come in a acid wash denim as well, I believe.
Yeah, and I'd rather you get that one because it's less like me. But
I was gonna say I think you bought the only black one, but I wasn't sure if I was allowed to say that. But I think I'm okay to say that one. Julia, what's going on in your world?
Oh, not much at all. Just working hard, living the dream, trying to survive to Thanksgiving, and have a couple days off. So I'm excited about that.
What I'm going to ask the whole panel, and then we'll get into the questions. What is your favorite Thanksgiving food?
I am Chandler Bing. I do not like Thanksgiving food. We are going to Fogo de Chao.
Oh, okay.
Do you got wait? Oh, sorry. Do you have Fogo de Chao out there? I didn't know if you do.
It's like a Brazilian steakhouse, right?
Yeah, it's Brazilian steakhouse. Just so I can.
Oh, we got one of those. Yeah, we got one of those, but it's not called that. It's called Rio or no, Rodizio. That's what it's called. Yeah.
Okay. Jagger, I feel like I asked the Thanksgiving food question last week, didn't I? Or somebody in the chat.
I guess I like stuffing. I like my turkey deep fried. But really I'm a dessert guy. I like to bake. So I'm like really thinking about what I'm going to bake this year. Amy said no more desserts, but I don't listen. So
no, you shouldn't listen to that.
I was informed yesterday, which I did offer earlier in the week. So I wasn't like told I'm doing this, but I'm smoking my first turkey this year.
That's also a good option.
Yeah. I've got a really
inside or outside?
Outside on my smoker. And so talked to Keith Cummings from CBS yesterday. I got a couple tips. Stuff it with some apples and some onions, and I'll be good to go.
Oh my God, that's exciting!
And make sure to get under the skin for your seasoning on it as well. That's crucial as well. That's why a lot of people got some like ratchet tasting turkeys is they only season the top of it, and that doesn't actually get into like the breast and the meat of it. So you want to salt and brine underneath early, and you want to do that for the whole day before you put that in the smoker. Sorry guys, cooking tips.
No, that's fine. I'm doing a 12-hour brine.
Yeah.
The night before, and so maybe I'll go a little bit longer on that brine. But I heard, cut a pocket and push that stuff down into the breast is what I heard about between the skin and the breast. So, all right, lots of different advice here on the show today. But let's get back to football. That's why people are tuning in. Luca, good morning, Luca, and happy early Turkey Day. Murray, Herbert, or Mayfield? Julia, we'll go to you on this. Kyler, Herbert, or Mayfield?
If you have all three of those quarterbacks, congratulations. I'm making actually that decision in one league between Murray and Herbert, and that is kind of tough for me.
Listen to your heart.
I am going to, thank you. I would go, I'm going to go slightly Murray, but honestly, they're back to back for me. And Justin Herbert has had a wonderful last few weeks, and I would be okay if you chose him over my sweet baby Kyler. But Kyler's never won in Seattle, if I'm correct, right? I believe he's never won up there or beat Gino or something. I don't know, but that's going to change today, I say.
No day but today.
Oh, and then Downs, Jameson Williams, or Marvin. Okay, sorry, go.
Nope, that was the next part. Downs, Jameson Williams, Marvin Harrison Jr. Julia.
I mean, if you're starting Murray, I think you're putting Marvin there with him to stack it.
Plus
stack him up. All right, Ryan Quigley in here. Oh, the chat's just talking to each other. We love to see it. Here comes trouble. Rachel, good morning. Need to. Ricky Pearsall, Adam Thielen, Demario Douglas, and Alec Pierce. Jagger, give her two.
Pop Douglas and Alec Pierce. That I'm yin and yanging. I think Demario Douglas has a good floor. Alec Pierce is a good big play waiting to pop. Ricky Pearsall, I like less since Purdy's out. I don't even think Adam Thielen's a person anymore as far as like fantasy. He hasn't played in like a year.
You are disrespecting the elders.
I am an elder, so I'm not a person anymore.
He just got new tennis balls for his walker. He's all ready to go today, Jagger.
Yeah. It smells like Ben Gay in my office. So.
Oh gosh, I like that. Pop Douglas for Tootsie Pop. So Rachel, hopefully we helped you out. And sorry about your loss on Thursday, Rachel. Losing on the Front Yard Fantasy game show. It's got to suck. All right, something to cringe. Gaming need a win. Full PPR. Evans or what a decision you have to make. Jagger, Evans or Neighbors, and I won't hold you accountable for this.
I'm gonna go Evans. Evans has Baker. Who does Neighbors have? Tommy Cutlets. Like that's a meme. It's not a quarterback.
I'm sure I've said it on the show before. Mike Evans' nickname in Tampa Bay is Patty Cake because he's Baker's man.
Oh, good Lord. Oh, good Lord. That is a dad joke if I've ever heard one.
Yeah. Our friend John Cho, he dropped that one on me a while back, and I've never forgot it. Heidi in here. Good morning, Heidi. We'd love to have you in here. Good morning. Need one running back between Amir Abdullah, Trey Benson, Zach Charbonnet, and Roschon Johnson. Julia, pick one of those stud RB ones.
I think, look, it's hard out there in the bye week streets. I totally get it. I'm in the same boat. I think I would just do Abdullah. I wouldn't feel great about it, but if you're just saying, hey, he's the starting running back for a team. Yeah. I mean, Benson's behind James. Yeah, I'd say Abdullah, but you can close your eyes and watch the game.
That's what I would say. Yeah. Cause like Sharb, I love. I'm like, cool. Thanks for those 3 points, Sharb, even when he starts half the time. So like Abdullah is, he's the sexy flexy of the day. Is he not?
He is. And Swift's playing, right? Didn't they say that DeAndre Swift is playing?
In spirit, at least. So.
God. Yeah. And to be fair, Roschon Johnson still may continue that transition to be more of their running back one, but if you're just playing your odds.
Last year for the Football Guys retreat, I bought an autographed Roschon Johnson card and had it as like the Secret Santa gift. And I bought it like before the season started. And I was like, this is going to be good. So I got it for a good price. And it's like, did pick the wrong one there.
But it was not good.
All right. Big Mike, good morning. I'm starry too sometimes. All right. Howdy, y'all. Mike Vidal is in here. Good to see you, buddy. James Swanson. Oh, 2 doggies sleeping on the couch. Morning, all. Trying to hold on to first place. Keep hold. Need a wide receiver and a flex in PPR. And here are the options. Juwan Jennings, DJ Moore, Cade Otton, and Javonte Williams. Thank you for being here, James. Julia, need a wide receiver and a flex. So diagnose that wide receiver first.
I have a personal responsibility never to start DJ Moore, so I can't do that. I still think Juwan Jennings will be okay. I honestly think Cade Otton is not going to be damaged too much by the return of Mark Evans. So I probably would go Juwan Jennings and Cade Otton, actually. I think the running back. Yeah.
I think he's Chris Godwin kind of now.
So. I agree. I think if we were going to see any impact of the other pass catchers down there, it's going to be the Jalen McMillan. He's going to be impacted, but has he been doing much anyway? So
Jagger nailed it there. Before the buzz about Chris Godwin going back into the slot, that was Cade Otton's role in Tampa Bay last year with Baker. So it's not a shock for me to see Cade Otton just pick right up once Chris Godwin got knocked out for the season. So yeah, Jagger, you're 100% correct there. And Mike saying, laughing his apples off, get roasted, SEC. Let SU in the playoff. Lots of exclamation points. So you know he means it. Joe Perry, 34 in chat and only 6 likes. Yeah, what's up with that, people? Come on.
Joe, you always doing the Lord's work. I love you, Joe.
What, man. I'm sorry that your roller coaster Disney's getting replaced by Muppets, but not really because I love the Muppets. All right. Should I start Quentin Johnston over Neighbors or Tracy? Question mark. Jagger.
No. I'm not there. And
starting 2 Giants feels super yucky. Yeah, I can't imagine that. Feels very good. Gives them bubble guts. All right, Jeff in here. Morning. Needs to fill wide receiver 2 and a running back 2 and a flex. He's got to fill a lot of stuff today. So here are the options. Let's get the wide receiver 2 out of the way. Between Josh Downs, Malik Neighbors, and Ladd McConkey. Jagger, which wide receiver are you wanting?
I think I want to put. I think I'm still going to put Neighbors and McConkey over Downs. McConkey is just if he's going to be healthy, which I think he is. He played Friday, so but we're going to have Adam on, so stick around. Then for the running back, I like Tracy. I know it sucks, but I'm going for volume. Tommy Cutlett's just going to be, left, right, try to get it to Neighbors. So
perfect. Gabriel Herr. I'm going Bucky Irving over JT. Judge me, please. I feel like your last name's not complete. There, I judged you.
He hit enter before he finished typing.
Yeah,
it's just Ben's cousin.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was like, surely you two will get this.
Yeah. Gabriel, there's not a character limit on YouTube names.
Joey, do you have a crickets button yet for jokes to play?
They've not allowed me buttons, Julia, because they say if
wise.
I get buttons. You saw what happened at the top of the show. I said to Jagger earlier this week, I was like, hey, can you send me the intro video so that if anything ever goes wrong, I can have it? And I had not planned anything. And then it dawned on me like 30 minutes before the show, I should play Wicked on the intro song. Although I didn't play Wicked. If Universal Pictures is watching the show, that was not Wicked. That was music that I played on a synthesizer in my own house and uploaded so that we don't get flagged. All right. Toby's in here. I wasn't feeling good about going with the duo of Tua and Russ down the stretch. So I traded Tua and Disley to a tight end needy team for Kyler. And he's got McBride. Thoughts? I think everyone's giving you a thumbs up on this. That was a pro trade right there, Toby. Well done. Steve, good morning, dudes. PPR. Daniels or Herbert? Oh, I have Daniels as my QB1 and Herbert as my QB3. I think you're making a good decision either way. Jagger, which one?
It's Daniels for me.
Okay. And then Laporta or Disley? Are you trusting Laporta back this week, Julia?
It's so hard because even if you're saying you're trusting him, what has he done for you this season? I mean, I don't know. Disley's kind of been on fire. And I think, oh God. But it's also like, if you have Laporta, how do you sit him? That's like my number one thankfulness thing out of not getting a lot of Laporta this year is I would have had to feel like I had to start him every week. And then I would have been sorely disappointed. So honestly, I would Disley it.
I think Disley's a floor play. I just think Laporta is poor man's Kittle. Like he was injured for a little bit there, but it's the Rams are not, excuse me, the Lions are kind of like the 49ers used to be. They've got 5 guys who can score, if not 6. I'm probably like undercounting. And like some days it's just going to be Laporta and some days it's not, but I get it. I think about Scott Fishbowl. And I knew when I didn't pick McBride to go with my Kyler Murray stack, I made a mistake, but it was too late. And I've lived with that for weeks now, week 12 to be exact. So.
And then we're pretty confident Ladd McConkey's playing. We'll chat with Adam, though, in the last half hour. And lastly, War Eagle, great win versus A&M. Yeah, congratulations on that, Steve. Gators beat Ole Miss. That was pretty great.
Mhm.
All right. Mo than you. What's up, fellas? Montgomery or Tyrone Tracy in full PPR? Jagger, I'm going to go to you because I know how we feel about David Montgomery on this show. He's a
I'm
tight
putting
top
money
12
in.
quarterback top 12 running back every week, no matter what. All right. D-Hop or DJ Moore? Julia.
Ooh, you got the tough questions, man.
I did say I don't like to start DJ Moore. That is usually a rule. I don't know. Who's Chicago playing again?
I'm
Oh,
sorry. I normally have that up.
we all block it out, guys. We all block it out.
As soon as you asked me, it's Vikings. I was about to say, it's like, it's like as soon as you asked me, it went out of my head. Yeah.
Way to put us on blast, Julia.
I know. What is it? Minnesota's given up the third most fantasy points to a wide receiver. Blurg. You know what? I think it's a toss-up. Maybe I would go slightly more DJ Moore. That Kansas City game might just be like a kick 'em, they're dead already situation. I think Xavier Worthy might actually have a bigger game in that matchup, and then it might just be run it into the ground. Okay. I begrudgingly choose DJ Moore.
Perfect. Jay Blaker. Good morning. First time caller, long time listener. Oh, he's an actual listener. Okay. We actually don't have a phone here anymore. I had to cut costs because Joey playing that Wicked theme got us fine. So D Hopkins sitting on my bench. Is he worth dropping for Trey Benson? Lottery ticket if Connor goes down. So
yeah.
I see.
Yeah. You nailed it. Like you said it. Like if D Hop isn't going in your lineup consistently, go get the lottery ticket. I know Dave and Alfredo, we talked about this last week. And as a 0 RB guy, that's like a mistake that I haven't made is you need to load up on these lottery tickets because one of them's probably going to hit down the stretch.
I'm doing that beat the waiver wire segment every week. And literally every week I have at least one backup running back that's in there because you got to play your odds, right? Like you got to, like you're saying, the high end chances, you got to have them on your roster.
Hey, Lou in here. Is it me or does Joey look like he's a bit higher than everyone else? Is he defying gravity? Oh, okay. I'll see myself out. No, I won't. And I appreciate the heck out of you. Lou, we appreciate the heck out of you. Lou, if you guys are in the Football Guys Discord, Lou. Lou is in there every day banging it out for us. Julia will be there in a little bit, and Lou will be there announcing her arrival, just like the gatekeeper, the Wizard of Oz said, the wizard will see you now. So that's what Lou will say when Julia comes. So Julia will see you now. I'm going to make Lou say that. All right, Andrea, welcome in. Speaking of the Discord, Andrea's in there quite a bit. Good morning, guys. Mark Andrews or Dallas Goedert in PPR? That's a question. Jagger. With all the injuries,
Dallas Goedert. Like Dallas Goedert is like the splits when AJ Brown and or Devontae Smith go down, Goddard becomes relevant. So I put him in a lineup specifically today. I just searched Goddard and then started just throwing him in there because I know he's good.
All right,
wait, we had another half of a question there. I thought
sorry.
It was getting.
Oh, yeah. And then Downs or Lad McConkey?
That's you, Julia.
That's me. Sorry. Yeah. No, it is. Look, I'm very pro Lad McConkey. So we're a pro McConkey household.
No pushback.
Yeah, I hung you out to dry. I'm like, you're asking the tough one.
I was like, what? Thank you.
Yeah, producer D. He's hoping for more receptions for Tracy with DeVito. Yeah, it could be some check down work going there. Joey, glad you got to see Wicked. I did. Yes. I'm not going to talk about it anymore, though. Is Neighbors too risky to start over Jonathan Taylor in PPR? Jagger.
PPR tells me Neighbors. Jonathan Taylor's got a tough matchup too. So, I mean, and with Anthony Richardson, his touchdown upside is a little bit wonky.
Can I hear Jeff's opinion on D Valley? Let me give you his phone number. I did that last week, and he actually got quite a few calls. Is he rosterable ahead? No, I didn't. Julia, nothing I say on the show is true. Like, that's why I ask you guys to start and say questions, because no one trusts me. Is D Valley rosterable ahead of Coker, Whittington, McMillan, and Khalil Herbert? Jagger, what do you think?
Definitely over Whittington and Herbert at this point. I think McMillan too. So yeah, I'd rather like Coker's the only one that I would even consider having Devon Vele over. And I'm concerned about Coker now that Adam Thielen is back. I know I've kind of like poo-pooed on Adam Thielen, but Jalen Coker is an undrafted, or wasn't he undrafted? I feel like I should know that.
Yeah, I think he was undrafted.
Mm-hmm. All right. I believe that's a booby that Trouble Mind has in his avatar. Tampa D versus the Giants or the Chiefs defense versus Carolina. And I'm not going to sorry Joe that, because that's what that is. And it'd be the Kansas City defense versus Carolina. Paul Vo's in here. Flex Keenan Allen, Coker, Michael Wilson, or Jatavian Sanders. Julia, flex one of those.
I don't want to. You can't make me do it. Look. Oh my God, why do you give me the hard ones? You know what? I'm just going to go hometown. I'll say Michael Wilson or Keenan Allen, I would say but I'm not happy about any of these decisions. And I'm so sorry for the bye weeks.
All right. Stephen Grise in here. All right. Good morning. Many bye weeks and soft starts by Pickens for me. So he's looking to get some points here. So thanks for that context. Looking for advice on 2 flex and 1 tight end. So in full PPR, Jagger, Jennings, McConkey, Downs. So Dowdle, Disley, and Jonnu. So he's got some good options there. Let's get the tight end out of the way. Is it Disley or Jonnu for you?
Jonnu.
Mm-hmm.
And then pick 2 of the rest.
McConkey and Downs.
100%. Darren Hansen in here. Sit 1 out of Achan, Montgomery, Brian Robinson Jr., and Tracy. Julia.
Bless you.
All right there?
Yeah, I just muted myself because I didn't want to blast everyone's ears. Sit 1.
Mm-hmm.
Tracy. I think B-Rob's going to have a great game. You never sit Monty, and Achan. No. Yeah.
You made season 3 of this show, Julia. Yeah, you made season 3 of the show. That's exactly the right answer. You never sit Monty.
No.
B-Rob is going to have a great game.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
And then Josh Downs, Jaden Reed, or Jawan Jennings in full PPR. Jagger, pick one.
Jaden Reed for me.
Really? You think are you pro Jaden Reed over Josh Downs this week?
More about the matchup and the big play upside. I'm not hating on Josh Downs, but Jaden Reed just seems to get it done every week somehow. So I just try not to worry about the peripherals too much. So
nice.
Jagger, do you have the board out? Because we have our first instance. He asked it twice.
Matt,
I see
you're on notice. I really am going to get the board. I'm changing that sign. I was just like, I answer only once. That's what I'm going to do to hit it. Like a car skill.
Car skill. Sounds like a type of fish. I don't know. Start 1. PPR. Chuba Hubbard versus the Chiefs. Tyron Tracy versus the Buccaneers. JSN versus Arizona. Or Malik Neighbors versus Tampa Bay. You can only start 1. Julia, pick 1.
Oh my God. I'm probably going to say Malik Neighbors. Yes, I will. Final answer.
Perfect. And then, right back at you, buddy. 1 PPR. Start 2. Jamison Williams, DJ Moore, or Tyron Tracy.
We're benching DJ Moore, aren't we?
It's the policy.
I don't know, man. Chuba or Eckler? PPR, half. Yeah, thanks, bro. Jagger. I don't know.
Chuba. I was wondering why you said I don't know, man. I was
like... We've actually reached a double moment in the show that I love. Waffles. Ahoy. Ahoy, Waffles. We love you. And Jack's in here as usual. Good morning, guys. Sit 1, full PPR. Cup, McConkey, Evans, or Downs? That's a tough question.
That is
Julia,
a tough one.
sit one of them, and we're going to judge you when this is wrong. Because it's
also, congratulations on your win this week. Okay, so I will sit Downs just because of the chance that, yes, he could score you 2 touchdowns in a ridiculous amount, but he could also get nothing because Anthony Richardson could either run everything in or throw balls at open spaces. So that's what I would do there. Also quarterback Stafford, Richardson, or I think it depends if you want a floor play or a ceiling play, right? I mean, Maybe Stafford.
Yeah.
Who are they playing? Yeah.
It's between Richardson and Tua for me. I got them back to back. I got Richardson at 13 and Tua at 14. And honestly, I think I might make that switch and put Tua ahead of Richardson.
I get so nervous with Tua. I don't know why. Every time I watch him, I'm like, just get scared.
Joe, we always do this. I have it the same way. I was just like, well, what did I think yesterday? And I had Anthony Richardson ahead of Tua. I'm going to stick with my guns with Anthony Richardson.
Okay.
Keep him there just for the upside. But your reasoning isn't wrong, and they're back to back, so I'm not going to.
Also,
With
if you're
Anthony
stacking,
Richardson,
too, like if you end up starting downs, maybe you want to go with Richardson. If you're starting cut, maybe you want to go with Stafford. So there's some other tiny intricacies in there.
I tend to lean with that you want the plus EV because it'll help you in the long run. And just to say math's weird, it just helps you.
Math is weird.
Yeah. So I would almost say with the logic of the wide receivers that I feel more confident on, I would start Stafford. Is that crazy that we, after all that we went there?
And scene. That's where we got there. Yeah.
There you go, Jack. Hopefully that was helpful, which I think it was. It was a really good diagnosis. And my thing with Richardson is more about Detroit figuring out who they're playing every week after week. In my book, I think Detroit's representing the NFC. I mean, I know they're not the most experienced team there, but they just look unbeatable right now.
They're great.
And they're going to lose today because I said that on the road. And, it'll be good for them if they do. The Vikings in here. Sit one. Cups, Tyreek, Sutton, Neighbors, and Jennings. Julia, sit one of them.
I mean, again, congratulations. I think maybe in that case, who's Denver playing? Who's Denver playing?
They have the Raiders. They're playing against the Raiders, so Sutton's got a good matchup.
I would probably Jennings. You're sitting Jennings, right? That's probably what I would do there.
Perfect. Leo, howdy, Leo. I have to bench one quarterback, 4 point per passing touchdowns. Kyler, Nix, and Goff. Oh man, you got good choices here, Leo. Jagger, sit one of them.
Nix.
Bo Nix.
Confidence too. He said that. Ooh, Jonathan Morrison ready for Mufasa. Lockett or Bourne at wide receiver. Julia.
I don't want to start either of those. I don't know. Bourne. I don't love either of those.
All right. William Bell. Happy Sunday to y'all. Happy Sunday to you, William Bell.
Is that a Fringe reference?
Is what?
Is that a Fringe reference, William Bell? Nobody?
I didn't watch Fringe.
Never
I guess
mind.
I'm not on
my
the Fringe.
fiance watched Fringe, and I sometimes watched Friends and held my Switch and played video games.
Was Pacey on Fringe?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we've established I'm more of a Dawson guy. I still like Pacey.
I'm 100% Pacey. I mean, you can tell.
Everybody is.
I gotta type.
Even my wife tells me I'm Pacey. She's like, "Oh, you're such a Pacey. You're not a Dawson. I don't know why you think you are." And it's like, that's because that's what I want to be. All right, Goddard or Disley?
About
Dawson's
okay.
Sorry. All right, Jagger, Goddard or Disley?
Goddard.
Boy, I'm in trouble with Joe. Wicked, Dawson's Creek, like stories about Baltimore being sick. Like he's gonna give it to me. Right, Ryan Moore, Alan Moore's brother. Tank Dell in a bad matchup or Jalen Waddle against the Pats? Jagger.
I'm going Dell here because at least the Texans value him.
It's funny because it's true.
Hard out there. All right. And then good morning, guys. I have a bye week question. Well, let's answer it for you. Standard scoring, Bateman, Pittman, Jalen McMillan, or do I bet on Mostert getting some late points in a blowout? I wouldn't bet on that. Everyone is hurt or on bye. So Bateman, Pittman, McMillan, I would play Pittman personally. I know he hasn't been a superstar this year, but I think he's turned it here. So yeah, play Pittman. And then Ryan Quigley, Mahomes or Geno?
God,
Julia, this will be your last question before we kick you out.
It's crazy that we are having this conversation. I think I'll say Mahomes, but they're closer than we all would think they would be, I believe. because like I said before, we could see a blowout and then just a lot of running. So, but I think they are going to have a very, very angry Chiefs team to deal with this week.
Absolutely. Julia, I want to thank you so much for being here with us as always. Thank you for all you do. Make sure to check out Julia's articles up at Footballguys. She does that. What was it again? The Dash
Beat
article?
the waiver wire. Yeah, I do a beat the waiver wire piece every week to try to get ahead of picking up your people. And it's we're getting really playoff centric now, so that's fun.
Awesome. Make sure to check that out. So thank you, being here. And then if you guys have any more start and sit questions, once we're off, Julia will be over in the Discord answering all those questions in the Sunday morning AMA. Julia, thank you so much for being here with us.
Giddy up. Thanks, guys.
Get. Cut her off.
Oh, so good.
Adam, what's up, buddy? How we doing? Boys Club.
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing?
Hey, we're doing good. We're doing good. You having a good weekend?
I'm having a great weekend.
Did you see Wicked?
I did not see Weekend. That might be why I had a great weekend. I'm not big into the...
Go to the movies. Yeah. I also saw Gladiator. That was also very good.
That awesome. Looks interesting.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, Adam, we have you here for many, many reasons. 1, you're handsome. 2, you know about football. And 3, you know about injuries. So we're going to talk about injuries right now with you. Looking at the players that are out today, Brock Purdy. Coaching staff said it's just going to be a 1-week thing. Is that kind of where you're at?
Yeah, it's tough with Brock Purdy. I talked about this a little bit in the Football Guys kind of injury breakdown, where rarely do 49ers quarterbacks like end up on the final injury report and end up not playing. So the fact that he was on it for most of the week got me a little bit more nervous. They said it was shoulder soreness. He's had an MRI. Based on that MRI results, they seem to think that there's an opportunity for him to play. I think if it was a severe injury, like a significant labral tear, rotator cuff tear, they'd be shutting him down. We don't know the specifics of the injury. I could go back and forth. Could be like some impingement, maybe an AC joint sprain, some irritation of the rotator cuff. They're probably going to play it day by day. 49ers, obviously not the most transparent with their injuries, so there's always some risk in that. I lean towards Brock Purdy playing next week, but this is a sticky situation. We're gonna have to follow this one.
Cool. All right, thank you for that. And then Pacheco for the Chiefs. He was activated. He's not out there last week, not out there this week. Next week, maybe?
I'm thinking next week. I've got some questions privately about Isaiah Pacheco, Kareem Hunt. I had a lot of Kareem Hunt. I've been holding on to Kareem Hunt just because I think with the type of injury that we've had for Isaiah Pacheco, his specific running style, there's definitely some risk baked into how effective he could be, and then, potentially re-injury. So I think Kareem Hunt still is in flex consideration. I don't know if Isaiah Pacheco is going to come back next week, which I anticipate, and just get, 100% of the workload right away.
Perfect. And then Miles Sanders is put on IR. So it's like he's shut down for the season.
Yep. Probably will not come back this year. It gives us an interesting talking point about people that have been patiently waiting for Jonathan Brooks. I think there's certainly opportunity there, but, Chuba Hubbard still figures to be the guy in Carolina.
Yeah. Chuba has looked really solid for anyone that doubled up with Chuba and Brooks. Like, you've been rewarded for doing the thing you should do in drafts. Tajay Spears is also out today. Jake Ferguson dealing with a concussion, if I'm correct.
Correct. Yeah.
And then Devonta Smith. That's, for me, Brock Purdy's the big name here, but Devonta Smith, losing him this week, that's tough. How long are we looking at with Devonta Smith being out of our lineups?
Yeah, for wide receivers, hamstring strains vary. There's a lot of data on hamstring strains. It's by far the most documented injury I have. Going back to 2017 for wide receivers, we've got 123 documented hamstring injuries. On average, about 2.6 weeks missed. I would say 65% of that sample size misses 0 to 2 weeks. So 2 weeks seems like a decent timeline. Potentially Devonta Smith missing next week as well.
Okay. Questionable today, DeAndre Swift, but he does look like he is going to play today. And then Noah Fant, a true game time decision. With all the tight ends on bye, this week. We put Noah Fant up here. What are you hearing about Noah Fant, Adam?
He's always a tough one too because it's the later game slate. They kick off at 4:25 Eastern time. Groin strain. He's been out, the past couple of weeks, so his timeline would suggest that he would be able to return. I mean, he's been kind of hit or miss all season long, and with that late game, I think if you can find a pivot option, I'd be okay with it. Right now, I've got him projected as active based on everything, but obviously there's some risk baked into that as well.
Then expected to play today, Jonathan Brooks making his season debut. Sam Laporta returning. We expecting Sam Laporta to pick up right where, well, hopefully not where he left off. Hopefully this is a bounce back point for him. But Sam Laporta not limited today?
I wouldn't expect him to be.
Perfect. And then we've heard from the coaching staff, Mike Evans will not be on a snap count, not limited today. Are they being truthful with us, or is that just a little coach speak?
I think they're probably being truthful. I mean, these are like really small samples, but just looking at players in terms of fantasy production versus average decline or adjustments based on the injury, Mike Evans is actually one of the better wide receivers at playing through injury. His fantasy point totals tend to return to pre-injury levels quicker. And so he's somebody that does well playing through injury. If the coaching staff says he's not going to be on a snap count, I tend to believe him in that regard based on historical comps for Mike Evans, and I'd be okay putting him in lineups.
I'm going to throw this out there. Mike Evans has 6 weeks to hit 1,000 yards, and he's about 600 short. He's never had a season without 1,000 yards receiving. I feel like Mike Evans is going to want to hit that. And I feel like Baker's the kind of quarterback that would allow his wide receiver to hit the numbers he wants to hit. So hopefully the coaching staff follows along. Malik Neighbors also expected to play today. Exciting there. And Keenan Allen, he popped up on the injury report on Friday. Does he look like he's good to go?
Currently, all reports suggest that he is going to be active. I talked a little bit about this in the Footballguys article as well. He's been pretty disappointing this season, dealing with an ankle injury, late addition to the injury report. Even at active, I expect him to be less than 100%. I'm more interested in Rome Odunze. I think his opportunities slowly starting to increase. So unless you're in a really deep league, you're in a really big bind with bye weeks, I'd be trying to stay away from Keenan Allen this week.
Perfect. And then the two Vegas Raiders running backs, Zamir White and Alexander Madison, are both questionable, on the doubtful side of questionable today to play, which means Amir Abdullah is most likely getting the start there. Any players that we didn't cover today, Adam, that you think we need to make a note of?
I'm looking through my list here. I think it'd be interesting if we get some questions about him. Ladd McConkey, I've got some serious question marks about him. Monday night game, his injury looked like an AC joint sprain. He was able to come back. It's just an injury that typically wide receivers tend to miss time. And with it being a late game, I think there's a lot of risk, not to mention too, with an AC joint sprain, that tends to be on the higher side of re-injury risk in game action if you land on that shoulder. Depends on what your benches look like. I mean, Deontay Johnson's certainly available in leagues. Rashad Bateman might be available in leagues that if you really wanted to wait for Ladd, those might be good options to just stash in case he's a late scratch. But I've got some serious doubts about him this week, especially with it being a Monday game.
Okay, and we did have somebody asking us about Ladd McConkey, if we thought that he was going to play. And so Adam's letting us know. He might be limited maybe. He could be out. Late scratch, so definitely have a contingency plan there for Ladd McConkey. Thank you for that, Adam. Well, let's hop right back into the questions. And I starred the question this week so I wouldn't lose our spot. Sean in here. Good morning. All TD 6 points, half PPR. Richardson or Geno? You spelled it correctly. It's more fun when you don't spell it correctly, Sean, but we'll take it. It's a G, Adam, Richardson or Geno today?
I think I would go with Richardson. I know that seems kind of crazy with the season that he's had, but I expect the Colts to have to score points playing Detroit this week, so I think I'd be playing Richardson.
Okay. And then Ertz or Schoonmaker?
I mean, Ertz has been good this year. I know he's not like a super attractive play, but I just don't know about Schoonmaker. There's a lot of unknowns with that Dallas offense with Cooper Rush under center, so I'd be playing Ertz.
All right. And then the primary backup to Josh Jacobs, Jagger. Are we looking at Chris Brooks or Wilson? Emmanuel Wilson?
I don't think that's an answer. There isn't one. I know that's not very fun to say, but sometimes there's not a clear backup. And I think it's a hot hand between Chris Brooks and Wilson.
So I want to frame this in a dynasty frame now. Is the answer Marshawn Lloyd? He's just not healthy. Is that what the answer is? Okay.
That is the answer. Yes.
So, and that's kind of how I've been treating this Packers backfield all this season. Just keeping Marshawn Lloyd in my IR spot if I can.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Jose Rodriguez up to bat. No, I don't know. I need one wide receiver and one flex between Lamb, Evans, AJ, and Puka. So sit one of those guys, Jagger. And oof, that's a rough sit. Jose's bragging.
Yeah, Evans. Even with Lamb, I know they I don't know, man. It's not AJ or Puka, I'll tell you that much. So Lamb or Evans for me. And I lean Evans. Like,
okay,
you'd sit Lamb? Would you sit?
Yeah,
Adam,
I would.
I'm not sitting CD Lamb. I don't, and it's not an injury thing for Mike Evans either. Like I think easy fallback would be like, oh, this is the guy coming off injury. Like I expect Mike Evans to be a full go. It's just, I mean, you've got a lot of studs there. I'm never leaving CD Lamb on my bench.
There's kind of a false narrative out there and CD Lamb kind of put it to rest a little bit last week with Cooper Rush that CD Lamb's this bad wide receiver now. No, with Cooper Rush, he's been like borderline wide receiver 1. He's down a tick, but he's not dead in the water. So yeah, I don't really even disagree with you guys of wanting to sit Evans. Mike Engel's got another question for us. Start 3 running backs: Kyron, Jonathan Taylor, Tyron. Oh, I think we had this one, Mike. I think you're asking us again. We're benching Tracy out of these 4. Trouble mind. All these start sets depend on if you need a ceiling or floor play, depending on your lineup construction.
We normally try to give you.
You'd have broke it up right. That'd been a haiku. Big Sue. Good morning, fellas. Hey, good morning, Big Sue. Need a win this week. We hope you get it. Gino or Darnold at quarterback? It's Gino. All right, Producer D. Would you feel comfortable playing Jefferson and also flexing Hawkinson? His other tight end is McBride. Are you guys playing McBride over Hawkinson or Hawkinson over McBride?
I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not either.
All right, David in here. Unfortunately, pick one. I don't think this is an unfortunate question.
Not unfortunate at all.
Because you got to pick one. I understand.
Okay.
Yeah. So Kareem Hunt, Kenneth Walker, or J.K. Dobbins?
Walker
Adam.
Comfortably. Oh, sorry.
Same.
Yeah, that's
I was going to say the same.
All right. Nick's Kittle or Goddard in full PPR, Adam?
I'm going to pick Kittle. I mean, Kittle's been amazing this year, and I know there's a lot of uncertainty with the quarterback position, but I mean, I could be mistaken because I looked last week. I think Kittle was like the tight end 1 on the year, if not close to. He's definitely like, yeah. So I'm going to ride that wave. He's having a great year. Play Kittle. And
this is another one where I know it's like the Bimageddon or whatever. You might be able to put Goddard in your lineup. Like the splits are pretty much guaranteed. If AJ Brown or Devontae Smith go out, Goddard becomes like the second receiver or first, depending if they're both out.
Mm-hmm.
No, yes, you are.
Gabriel. What? Oh, he is.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to say that out.
Are you answering this one?
Yeah, yes, I am.
Okay. Yeah, you're crazy. Crazy beautiful.
Hi-yo.
Amo or MHJ for the wide receiver 3. Adam, pick one.
I'm going to pick Marvin Harrison. Jameson Williams, just too much uncertainty. He's had good games, he's had bad games, but Marvin Harrison's been fairly steady. He's been better of late, so I'm going to play Marvin Harrison.
All right. Skip B, Kyler or Baker at quarterback. It's going to be Kyler. And then pick 2, Marvin Harrison Jr., QJ, Irving, or Pollard. Jagger, pick 2 of those players for me.
MHJ for sure. Then Pollard and Irving are kind of the same. to me. If you really need a ceiling though, QJ is up there. Like if you're chasing points, if you had a bad Thursday night or something, then I'm playing QJ. But if I just need some guy to get 8 to 10 points, then I think I lean Irving over Pollard.
I do too. All right. And Giles, good morning. Standard scoring, need to. Malik Neighbors, Rico Dowdle, Javonte Williams, or JSN. Adam, pick 2.
Pick 2. I'm definitely starting JSN in that regard. And then in standard scoring, I mean, if we didn't talk about it, I have a little bit of a question mark about Malik Neighbors. I know he's been dealing with the groin injury all season, but the fact that he like popped up on the injury report, I don't know if there's some type of setback. You know, looking at wide receivers historically, groin strains kind of rank middle of the pack in terms of re-injury rate, time missed. So if I needed a safer play, I'd be okay playing Rico. But it would kind of depend. I'm torn between Malik Neighbors and Rico Dottle in that situation.
Giles Lamont sounds like a Butler. Sounds awesome.
Mm-hmm. Or like a very specific Bond villain, the one that plays like Baccarat. And what's the Monte Carlo? Like Giles Lamont is at the Baccarat table in Monte Carlo for sure. Sam Sneed in here is off the golf links for the day. Good morning, Football Guys family. No questions. Just want to say thanks and be kind to everyone. Hey, we love that kind of message. So be kind to everyone. And let's make fun of this person. No. Waffles, Roshan or Benson? Jagger. Roshan or
Roshan, because of Jeff's comment.
And Juan Pena Jr., who for my wide receiver 2 and flex. Scott Justin Jefferson is his wide receiver 1. Good man. Don't want to bench him. So should he bench Juwan Jennings, Ramondre Stevenson, Josh Downs, Xavier Worthy, Ricky Pearsall, and the other 2 I don't think are going to need to be options. So give me a wide receiver 2 and a flex, Adam, out of Juwan Jennings, Ramondre, Josh Downs, and Worthy, and Pearsall.
I'm going to go with Josh Downs and Ramondre Stevenson.
That's what I would have went with.
Okay. I like that. Cry Gruth, should I start or sit Joey's advice this week?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Flex him.
Yeah, flex him. Hypothetical question. You're currently sitting in a playoff spot and would make it in with your current roster, but your super flex quarterback stable is meh. Punt a week for championship run with slim risk of missing the playoffs. Should you ever punt a week? I don't think you should.
No.
Yeah. No. You play to win. You play every week.
And you have tiebreakers a lot of times too. So something could happen and you want to just score as many points as you can every week.
All right. Cam Cummings, half PPR. Need a higher upside play at the flex. So he needs some points here. Maybe you started George Pickens on Thursday night. Mark Andrews, Pop Douglas, or Josh Palmer. So who's the most upside play there, Jagger?
Andrews. Bye week destroying me. Me too, buddy.
Yeah. Scott. Oh, beautiful family there. Quentin Johnston or Kareem Hunt, Adam. And 2 point. So it's 2 points per reception league.
Yeah. Wow, I could still play Kareem. I think I'd still play Kareem Hunt. I mean, he's been involved in the passing game, and he's got a really juicy matchup with Carolina. Could have multiple touchdowns.
Man, this might be the hardest question of the day because of the format. I don't necessarily even disagree with you, Adam. It's tough. It's not an easy one. All right. New face, 2. Need 2, wide receiver and a flex. Lamb, McConkey, Jennings, and McLaurin. Jagger.
I think it's enough said too. That's a tough one.
Sorry.
And it's not your fault, Joey. Let's say that was a tough one. Need 2 wide receiver, 1 flex. Lamb, McConkey, McLaurin.
Okay. Let's hear sitting Jennings. All right. This is the most important question we have of the day. Dudes, help me beat Dave in the listener league. Oh, we want to see this happen. Probably a foolish question. Darnold or Caleb Williams?
They're playing each other today.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to play Darnold. I just think Caleb Williams is going to get blitzed like crazy.
I don't want to complicate it either, but how it would be much sweeter if Caleb Williams was the reason you beat Dave. Dave's a Bears fan. I mean, just like, how much would that hurt?
I like that.
Yeah.
If you feel comfortably in the playoffs
against. No, go. I'm sorry, Jagger.
I was gonna say if you like are safe in the playoffs, you got to go for the jugular. You got to play Caleb Williams. Like if you let's say you could take an L, do that. But like Adam's what he's saying, like whatever you're saying is correct. Just like beat Dave, come back and let us know. Brag on Twitter. I want to retweet that.
Chris, do me a favor. Like find us. Our Twitter handles are below our names here. If you beat Dave, just DM me because I'm gonna blow Dave up about it. I can't believe you lost in the listener league. One of our listeners. Like we're gonna replace you. It'll be fun. So thanks. Hey, Terminal Sarcasm in here. Sup? I guess someone was sleeping in today. That's what's up. 4 points. A-Rich or Love. So where are we playing, Jagger? Between Rich and Love.
Richardson. I'm gonna swing for the fences, but you have Reed as well, and I would like Jaden Reed over that. So like with that in mind, I think I would put Love so you could have the stack.
Love and Reed. All right. And then, so Juan's asking from his bench, who should he drop for Xavier Worthy, Ricky Pearsall? So don't drop Darnell Mooney. Don't drop Taysom Hill. Yeah, MVS. Okay. I would drop MVS for Xavier Worthy. I'm there. Are you guys there?
I'm way there. Yeah, I'm way there.
Yep. They're the same player.
Nope.
Enough said. I don't need to say it again. All right.
Yeah,
Rubio. Yeah. I don't even think Diggs is playing. Terry.
Oh.
It's a rocket ship. Yeah. All right. And a full PPR. Do I dare play Waddle over Kittle? Does he dare?
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Waddle's
been just a massive headache.
Waddling on my bench.
Yeah.
Gregory Pryor II, Maximus or Elphaba? It's Elphaba. Maximus didn't make it. Spoiler for a 21-year-old movie. All right, Heather, Mixon or Herbert? Adam. Wait, is this?
No.
Nix. I was thinking I saw Mix or and I saw
Nix.
Mixon.
Oh, Nix or Herbert.
Nix or Justin Herbert. Yeah, it's Herbert.
Yeah.
Oh, our first Noah Brown question of the day. Noah Brown, Kayshon Boutte, or Ricky Pearsall? Adam.
I think I'd be
Noah Brown for me by a little bit, maybe.
Yeah. Sure. I know this sounds insane, but you talked me into it.
Yeah. Heather, I see all your edits there. We got you. We got you covered. All right. And Mike saying we need a whole episode on Joey's Baltimore adventure. Joey, you were hallucinating from the eggs. Ghosts aren't real. Well, I saw some stuff, so we'll do an off-season episode on Joey's Baltimore adventure. I'll break it all down. And then Fogo is good. What's that? Oh, the restaurant Julia is going to. Cool. And then Rachel's letting us know that she asked the Thanksgiving side dish question. Rachel, you're my favorite side dish on questions. Ow.
Ayo.
Whoa. I can say that. All right. Chaloop 71. Oh, spatchcock that turkey and brine it. What's spatchcock? Oh boy,
you split it open. It's.
I thought that was a Grandma JB question or something.
No, I've heard of spatchcock, but I knew I was okay. I was in
okay.
I could almost have a whole other like question channel just on cooking and chef stuff. That's like
when you break it down so it's flat.
Yeah. So the smoke goes all the way through it. Like he's at like that. They are correct.
Okay. And Trouble Mine is in here saying spatchcock the turkey too. If you're smoking, well, we just got some love there. A lot of smoking turkey questions there. But let's get back to the football. Good morning. With Ladd being questionable for Monday night, do I start him or Jaden Reed? Now, this is one of those situations where you have a solid option. Jagger, with Jaden Reed, are you benching Ladd McConkey?
If I am worried, I would put in Jaden Reed. Everyone's worried this week. No one is setting a lineup with 6 teams on bye. I'm like, wow, so I think that, Jaden Reed is probably the one I would put in that case.
I think it has a lot to do with it being week 12 too. If this was week 5 or 6, you're probably going to risk it a little more, but with playoff pushes coming, it's kind of tough. Super flex. Which two does he start? Adam. Love Mahomes.
Or I'm gonna definitely put Mahomes in there, and then I think I would go with Geno.
Okay, we got about 5 minutes left, and then another league: Kyler Murray or Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels. Jeff, sit in the fridge. Yep. I've got the turkey on lock. Thanks for all the tips, everybody. Leave your turkey tips in the comments today. That way I've got a good documentation of it that I can go to. Somebody break down exactly how to spatchcock a turkey for me, so I get it all there for you. All right, OC Cubing. Hey, pick 2 to start: Ladd, Cortland Sutton, or Josh Downs. Thanks for your advice, Adam.
Sitting Sutton.
Yeah, I'm not trying to read too much into it. I am a little worried about Ladd McConkey. So I don't know what your bench looks like. If you can get one of those Baltimore wide receivers just to backfill in case Ladd is a late scratch, I think we're definitely playing Josh Downs, but I don't know. I'm torn between Cortland Sutton and Ladd McConkey.
All right, bring on the Muppets. Tattooed on my arm. I could not agree more. All right, Waddle, Quentin, Rashad White, or Dowdle. Jagger. Need one.
Rashad White.
All right. And then Jerry Fort, Tracy, or Dobbins. Adam.
I actually had this exact decision in a league, and I switched it last minute to Tyrone Tracy. I'm just a little bit worried about Dobbins versus Baltimore's defense, but now I'm saying it out loud. I do realize that's a little bit of a revenge game, so now I'm second guessing myself. I think I still play Tracy.
Okay. Paul, Neighbors or McLaurin?
Scary Terry.
Okay. And George, 2 wide receiver and 2 flex. Got a lot of options here. So Evans, Jamison Williams, Nico Collins, Quentin Johnston, and Justin Jefferson. All right, you're starting Justin Jefferson. You're starting Mike Evans, Nico Collins.
Yep.
And you need one more. So between Jamison Williams and Quentin Johnston.
JMO, easy.
Yeah, start JMO. Okay.
Good flex, George.
Yeah. All right, Jerry, Shoemaker or Kraft in full PPR? Adam.
If you would have asked me this like 4 weeks ago, it would have been Tucker Kraft easily. If I'm not mistaken, he got you 0 points last week. I'm a little worried about that. I probably go Shoemaker.
Okay. Patrick, I'm not putting your comment up only because you didn't say my name. Should I start DJ Moore or J.K. Dobbins in PPR? Jagger.
Dobbins.
Okay. Oscar, greetings. Hopkins, Quentin Johnston, half PPR. Adam.
I'm going to go with DeAndre Hopkins.
All right. Debo or JSN, go with Debo. There's definitely a chance Ladd plays. I like your Santa hat. Andrea, you have a great day. Peter, Brandon Allen or Josh Downs in my super flex spot. So putting tests so that you never have to always start a quarterback there. Jagger, what are we thinking?
Josh Downs.
And McBride or Disley, go with McBride, but I don't think it's disrespectful. Rachel loves Thielen. We know this. Keep it down, Rachel. You're lucky I put that up. Coker isn't active today. Might be bad for rest of the season upside. Yeah. Thank you, Sam. Scampers, you barely made it on the show today. Good morning, Joey, Jagger, and Julia, and probably Adam by this point. Scampers, like, oh, God, man, you're so good. You're so good, Scampers. He just knows exactly what to say. I think he's got a time machine. I really do. All right. I have CMC, Jacobs, and J.K. Dobbins as running backs in a flex, plus Cup and thinking Evans. But I have to sit Flowers and JSN. Do I do it? So Flowers or JSN in for any of those?
I would put them. I would bench any bench Jacobs or Dobbins for JSN. Easy. I know you probably got to start one of those running backs.
I'm surprised.
I think even if you,
yeah.
Chargers are tough, man. So, but he does get design touches. To be honest, I would sit both of those running backs to put Flowers and JSN in. To be honest, like that's what I would try to do.
All right, Boogie beat the last question. Derrick Henry or Tyrone Tracy Jr. So pick one, Adam.
What?
Yeah, I would not overthink this and playing Derrick Henry.
Yeah. Well, everybody, we made it. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Adam, any final words for the audience members today?
Nope. Just make sure if you have any other injury questions, head over to Football Guys. We've got the game day injury expectations. I talk about players coming off injury, what to expect in terms of fantasy production. We went through a lot of the guys that are active or inactive, but if you have any start sit questions, there's some references there, and make sure you guys follow us along at Football Guys.
Jagger, anything?
Try to survive, guys. I wish I could put in the clip from Tropic Thunder of Robert Downey Jr. just saying survive, because that's what we're doing. Basically, we're getting shot up by weeks, and we just have a dude telling you to survive, and that's me. So good luck. I love you.
Everybody, thanks for being here so much. We're here with you through week 18. We will be here in the very final week of the season. Even though a lot of you don't have leagues going on, we'll still be here to answer those questions. Just in case you do, if you've got any questions today, though, I see we missed probably 20 or 30 questions. Hop over to the Discord. Julia's over there answering all those start sits. Everybody, have a great day. Go win some leagues.